want the MTV theme news? MTV news theme, right? That's it. Welcome to the Little Four. Oh man, I'll tell you, I've done hundreds of clinics in my life. This is definitely the most craziest, most metal clinic I've ever seen. This is the way it should be. We gotta take this shit on the road. This is awesome. I gotta tell you, I did a lot of clinics back in the 90s and the early 2000s, and I kind of stopped doing them about 8 years ago. I just kind of got away from playing drums by myself and talking about technique and doing drum solos. It just wasn't appealing to me anymore. And then the idea of this brought me out of my clinic shell. It's like, wait, just get on stage and jam with some friends and play some metal tunes. I mean, now that, I'm down with that. So this was way too much fun to resist, and I couldn't resist coming out here and teaming up with these guys. All three of them I've been friends with for many, many years, and it's great to be here with them. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to Sam Ash for putting this together and having us. Samson and Zoom and Tama helped bring this together for you guys, and thank you guys for coming out. Anyway, I guess I kind of made a career in the progressive metal world, but the truth is, I'm really a full-blown metalhead at heart. I grew up listening to the same stuff as these guys. I mean, there was like the classic rock stuff like The Who and Zeppelin and Purple, Beatles, stuff like that. And then there was the other side, which was like the early metal, like Sabbath, Maiden, Kiss. So really, I grew up with the same influences as these guys. And when the thrash metal scene came around in the mid-'80s, I was totally part of that scene as well. I saw Anthrax for the first time in 1984 at L'Amour, and they had a Fates Warning opening for them. I remember it was like the Spectre Within tour for Fates, and it was the first time I saw them. And Anthrax was on the Armed and Dangerous EP. And I was part of this whole scene in New York that was going on with this music, and I'd go to L'Amour's every weekend and see these bands play. I saw Megadeth play at L'Amour. The night that I was there the night they filmed the Peace Sells video, and I remember the Crumbsuckers were opening that night. So I was part of this whole scene in the 80s, going to see these bands, Exodus, Testament, Overkill, Flotsam and Jetsam, totally part of the scene. And then I went to Berkeley, and then I suddenly met John Petrucci and John Mayung. And I was also this big prog fan, listening to Yes and Rush and Genesis and Pink Floyd and King Crimson. So somehow I went from this thrash metal world, and I went to Berkeley, met those guys, and then just never looked back for 25 years. And ended up doing these, 15-minute progressive rock songs with a million times. And that stuff is a huge, huge, huge part of me, obviously, as well. But the metal side has always been there, and it's always been a big, big part of my upbringing and my playing and my influence. So it's good to be here with the Metal Masters and playing with these guys. Thank you. Anyway, like I said, I got away from doing the clinic thing because I'm just not into talking about technique and things like that. I'm into playing music, and the last couple of years I've really gotten into doing different projects, playing with music with different people, and I think that's a really important thing. It's great to sit in your room and practice your chops and learn technique. I mean, that's a huge thing. It was a big thing for me when I was growing up, but the other big thing was putting on the headphones and playing along to records, and it could have been Kiss records or Rush records, it didn't matter. You could learn so much from playing music. It's about playing music. It's not just about playing drum solos. And I grew up listening to all these other drummers in these bands and like analyzing how the songs were written, how the drum parts developed from section to section. I mean, I learned a lot from Neil Peart, the way that drum parts develop. He would play, one verse with this groove on the hi-hat, then the second verse he would build it to maybe, have some sort of accent on upbeats, and then every section was like a musical statement, and that was an important thing for me to learn when I was younger, how to play drums in the context of music and working with other musicians. And it's something that's never changed for me. The priority has always been the song and the music and the people I'm playing with. Playing drum solos is great, and I've had a great time doing that through the years, but really, there's so much more to playing drums, and I always encourage young drummers to play in different bands. My son is 12 years old. He's currently playing in 3 bands. That's the ultimate way to learn and develop. He's playing in one band doing like Avenged Sevenfold songs and Slipknot songs, and then he's playing in another band doing like Beatles stuff, and just basically learning how to communicate with other musicians. And I think that's basically what we're trying to do here tonight. It's all about how we work together. It's not, about just one instrument and doing one thing. So, if anything, that's what the art of music is about. I'm getting the watch already. But speaking of playing with other musicians, we're gonna all come out and have a little fun.